Hey everyone, and welcome to our network. This is what I'm calling Dreamlight Education, trying to spread the word on all the beautiful resources we have really at our disposal to help each other wake up from what I call the terrible, awful dream of separation into the happy dream of unity and innocence and love. And so, what I wanted to do today with all of you is talk about thought and how important our thoughts are. And before I do that, I'm just going to let you see that I'm going to get really aligned with my guides and teachers. I'm going to attune. This is an attunement. I'm going to align with my guides and teachers. I call them the angel and the Buddha and the Christ energy. And I can really feel their energy signature in my system as I call on them and I connect and I link. So, one of the things you might want to begin to do in your meditation practice or your practice, your spiritual practice, is begin to really attuning and aligning with your higher self, your higher mind, because your higher mind really is the expert in your life. And so you might as well begin to start listening to that beautiful expert that really knows everything about you and knows everything about everyone else. That's how smart your higher mind is. And so when you really attune and align with the higher mind, you're getting yourself access to beautiful thought, and thought is very, very, very powerful. And so what I want us all to know today, or to begin to understand, is the difference between miscreative thought and creative thought. It's a huge difference, and miscreative thought will cause all kinds of, or wreak all kinds of havoc in your system. Now, what is a miscreative thought? A miscreative thought is a judgment, it's anger, it's projection, it's frustration, it's sadness, it's all of that in what we call the ego thought system. And the ego thought system has miscreated all of this. It's thoughts of death, all of that. And so when you have a miscreative thought, think of the word creative. You are literally creating something in your system that doesn't serve you. It makes you sick. And so I'll give you an example. Last week, I had a miscreative thought, and I have them every day. So I'm a normal human being on planet Earth. I'll have miscreative thoughts through the day, and they're just judgment thoughts that come up. And so I had a really strong miscreative thought last week, and within a couple of seconds, I got super dizzy. And that is because I was thinking with my wrong mind. I was thinking with the ego mind. I was thinking with fear. I was thinking with anger, judgment, all of that. And because we're in the celestial speed up, when you have a miscreative thought, it's going to affect you immediately. And so I want to bring this to everyone's attention to really begin to think about who you're thinking with. Are you thinking with that teacher of fear, the teacher of sadness, the teacher of sickness, the teacher of death, which is the wrong teacher? Or am I thinking with the teacher of love, the teacher of healing, the teacher of reparation? Am I thinking with that creation? Am I thinking with creation, thinking with source, thinking with God? And they're diametrically opposed, and one serves the lower mind and one serves the higher mind. And so when you have a miscreative thought, and you feel off, just know that that's what's been going on. And what you want to do is shift into your right mind and say, hey, I need help. I have stinking thinking going on. It's making me dizzy. It's making me upset. It's wreaking havoc in my system. So when you call for help and you shift into your right mind and you become aligned and attuned with your right mind, then you can have creative thought. You can have love thought. Now, we are in this place right now where we are moving into a better system of healing. And when you have reparative healing for you and for anyone else, that's happening at the quantum level. You're having quantum reparative healing. So when you absolutely shift into your right mind and you begin thinking with the higher mind, then the higher mind can direct your thought to heal you, to heal your system, and to heal other beings out there. So what you want to begin to do is use your creative thought and have a loving thought about you, a healing thought about you, and then healing thoughts about other people as well. For example, I was at a hospital recently, and they work with spinal cord injuries. And I was watching some of these people work as they were going by me. I remember just thinking, okay, I'm going to identify with a reparative thought. And I'm going to send that being a message of healing, that I'm identifying with the love inside of them, and that we can rebalance and realign with that thought to that being. And what I've noticed is that that's being created in the ether, and it's being sent to that being, and it does land on them, and it does help them. And so if we begin to really galvanize our creative thoughts in reparation of our minds, it will have a beautiful effect down here in our bodies. And so when you raise your vibration, you raise your frequency, we've heard of these words now, then, and you get in that high vibe state with love, then you can send that message to yourself and to other beings, and that's going to create a healing. Okay. So you want to be in that thought of creation, that thought of love, that thought of light, that thought of, I am disagreeing with death, I'm disagreeing with sickness, I'm disagreeing with any of this anymore. And I'm really agreeing that we have the power in our higher mind to heal anything. And he says, Jesus says this, Yeshua says this in A Course in Miracles, that you have the power to move a mountain. You have the power to do this, and there's nothing your holiness cannot do. So if our holiness can do anything, let's tune into that part of our right minds and really begin to work it in a way that's going to be super helpful for you and super helpful for the beings around you. So we want to always attune and align, and you're in that channel. We're all channeling love and light when you're in your right mind. And you can absolutely direct that thought to the beings around you and to yourself. But make sure that you keep your energy hygiene clear, that you're doing only things that really serve the highest and best for your system. You know, watch those things. Am I drinking too much, smoking too much, eating too much? Am I watching TV that doesn't really serve me? Am I watching stuff that's about death and murder? You know, look at that stuff that you're feeding yourself. And if it's a low vibration feed, you're going to connect with that, and that's not going to keep you up high. So you really want to be very observant about what you are feeding yourself on a daily basis, you know. And so we're all getting the message to get out into nature, to take walks, pet the dog, and do something, change up your routine a little bit. Sometimes we get in ruts and routines, and they don't really serve us too much when we're too sort of in that compulsion of doing those same kinds of things. And so today what I wanted to do is just really talk about your miscreative thought and your creative thought. Miscreative thought is going to cause sickness. It ultimately causes death. And so what we want to do is begin to really think with our creative mind, and to join up into that quantum thinking, that quantum reparative healing thinking. And because the thought, remember, always comes first. And so if you're thinking with that beautiful right mind of yours, then you truly can do anything. And remember that it's up to you. You have to have the willingness to repair your mind. And when you repair your mind and you remove the fear thoughts, you remove the circular cyclical thoughts, you remove all those things out of your system, then your body mind complex will follow, and you'll just feel better and better. So we're all becoming, really supernatural. I think Joe Dispenza has it right. We're all becoming very supernatural. And so I love his work. Anyway, I just wanted to come in today and talk to you guys about those two things, miscreative thought and creative thought. So just be thinking about that as you move through your day. Attune and align with your higher self, and allow your higher self to be the guiding light. And that is always going to be the right way. All right. In a couple of weeks, I'll be teaching a class with my friend Susan Fuller on energy hygiene, and it's coming up in the middle of November. And so, if you're curious about energy hygiene, please send me a note at dreamlight22, no, dreamlighteducation22 at gmail.com. I'll put it in the description box, and I'd love to hear from you. Okay. Miscreative thought causes sickness, creative thought is healing. And so think about that as you move through your day. You are the light of the world. You absolutely are. So join in the light, be the star seed, activate the light inside of you and just operate from integrity and operate from love and operate from that right mind. You can do it. And we need you to begin to understand you've got two voices. One is false, doesn't serve you, and one is true. And that true voice of spirit serves you every single second of every single day. And you've got help. We've got the Ascended Master teachers helping us. So just join in with their cheering you on, and you can do it. So much love coming from my heart to you. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you very soon in the next video. God bless you.